So moved.
Second.
Discussion, corrections, additions? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions?
Aye.
Okay, one abstention, Shirley. Okay, I would like to move that we add something to the agenda under new business. And it concerns recommending that the Board of Selectmen allocate some money for from the open space funds for some appraisals, which we will discuss in executive session. So I move that. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, opposed? Okay, and we'll discuss it and vote on the actual motion later. Okay. Mark, has Honor shown up yet?
No.
No. Okay.
It's in the
Then I'll just mention that I got a call from Ron Wickholm last night, and he's been following us. He's been reading our minutes, and he's very interested in becoming active on the Open Space Committee. Whether he joins or not, he would still like to be active. So I don't know, does everybody know Ron?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Good guy.
Yep.
yep,
He's
I
a
think
professor
he'd
at
be.
UConn.
Mark, did he resign from wetlands, inland wetlands?
I'm not aware of that.
Okay, then this is an added interest of his. So he said he would love to help with work parties, sidewalks, stuff like that.
Did Walt Tabor resign from open space?
No, and Walt's on the call.
Good morning.
Yeah, Walt's here.
Oh, good morning, Walt.
I did want to discuss that when we have the opportunity though.
Well, we're hanging around waiting for honors. So if you'd like to talk about that now, you could.
Well, let me do that then. You all know I have not been active for quite some time, and it's not for a lack of want. It's because I've just been, my life doesn't allow me to. I have too many things going on. So Mark had sent me an email a couple of weeks ago, Mark Walter, and asked me more or less asked me what my position was and offered me the opportunity to resign if I elected to. And I gave it some serious thought, and I didn't feel good about just flipping back a message to Mark saying, no, good, thank you, I'm out. I wanted to take this opportunity to talk to you folks all and let you know that I appreciated the opportunity being on the commission or in the group, and that it was a enjoyable thing when I was able to take part in it. Just that it's just not working out, and I just wanted to, and more or less as person as you can on a Zoom meeting. Thank you, and let you know that I intended to resign.
Well, Walt, we loved having you on the committee when you're active because you brought a different perspective to open space. Um, uh, and you were so knowledgeable about land use and farming and those kinds of things that most of us lack. So that I always considered you very valuable to the committee. So
Well, thank you.
thank you for that.
Thank you. And you know what, in light of all that, I have kind of dragged my feet. And if anything, I've at times thought maybe I was, maybe holding a seat that somebody else might have been able to do. And I didn't feel good about that. So again, I thank you folks. And I guess I hereby resign, and I will be forwarding a memo to Mark so that he has something for his record.
Okay.
And thank you.
If you want to stay on, I think you're still a member until the Board of Selectmen say accept your resignation. So
When you mean on the call?
Yeah, you have to stay on the phone.
yeah,
Sorry.
you have to stay on the phone until they meet in 2 weeks. No, you're a member of the board until that time.
All right. Well, you know what? I'll take pleasure in that. Thank you.
You'll be missed, Walt.
Thank you.
Anyway, we'll see you around town and at the winery. Just as an aside, Walt, did you hear that the selectmen are signing a contract with a farmer at Zedda Farm? Not for the Plains lot, but for the 5-acre hay lot in the back that you spent a great deal of time restoring.
Well, I hope I was a motivating part of that whole thing. The gentleman who was
Absolutely.
signing it, I tried to put the two together. He'd been looking for hay fields. He's mowing for Don Schofield now, and he's a local young guy, and it just seemed to be the right thing.
Oh, that's great. Thank you. And
No worries.
so much for all the work and machinery and time and effort that you put into that field.
No worries. Thank you.
Yeah. Anyway. Did Honor show up yet?
No, she is not.
Okay. One of the babies must need a diaper change. Okay. Well, I don't think there's
And I have,
any.
something- if you don't want to jump right into the meeting, I have something we could just very, very briefly discuss.
Sure, go ahead.
And I actually, Mark, I sent you an email. I don't know if you saw it at all, but I'm trying to pin down the difference between a committee and a commission. I'm on the Charter Review Commission. And I know Ann is always moaning about we're only a committee and not a commission. And I think that may be a misnomer. I actually asked Henry Beck, and Henry Beck was of no help whatsoever about it. But
We charged anyway. Sorry, bad joke.
here's what I got. Here's what I've come up with. The difference is that a committee is part of a larger organization. A commission is an independent group. That is, the U.S. Senate Committee on Commerce, Science, and Transportation was formed by the Senate as a subgroup. By comparison, the Federal Communications Commission is an independent agency. I think we're an independent agency within the town and should be so called. Not that it makes a heck of a lot of difference, but Mark just silenced himself. Does anybody have any information or opinion on that?
Well, whatever we're called, Paul, what difference does it make? We don't,
Well,
we
I
can
just-
only,
I
Go
just think they're looking for, credibility and good part. It's a small thing, but,
my point is it won't change our focus. It won't change our power to recommend. I don't think it would. And why would we even want to go there if it would address that issue? So I just, Shakespeare, much ado about nothing.
yeah. Well, it's
I was hoping,
in the charter, that's all.
I was hoping to get a line item in the budget, at least for stamps or the registration fee for conferences and stuff like that. And I don't know if it would make a difference if we were a commission. But, if we send a letter to someone, we have to donate the stamp.
Mark, are you with us?
Yes,
If you have an
Paul, the reason we haven't started acting on your request is that we have to have a public hearing in the Charter Review Commission prior to doing
Right,
anything.
right.
So that happens December 8th. In the meantime, I'm starting to accumulate thoughts from the commission, and we'll be diving into that soon. So I'll get going on the pros and cons of a committee versus a commission. And also I'll look into setting up line items for open space committee, whether you're a committee or commission, to see if we can, in the budget, give you some line items for expenses. So that seems doable.
Sure.
I don't know why it wouldn't be.
Okay.
And as the public, December 8th is the public hearing for the Charter Review Commission. So 7 o'clock on December 8th. If you have any ideas for updating our charter, that'd be the time to bring them forward to the commission.
December 8th on Zoom.
Yes, and that'll be on the town calendar.
Do we have to get the questions in a week early?
No, you could, whenever you want. The public hearing, we're not supposed to do any substantial work prior to the public hearing. So we can't make any assumptions of what the public would like to change in the charter.
Gotcha.
So we could call up and as just a resident, a town member, and make recommendations about whether you need to have a town approval to spend money in the account that's already been dedicated or that sort of stuff.
Right. Or if you want as the open space committee to submit a change to the charter, you could do it in an email anytime, man. You don't have to wait for the hearing. It's just, we won't take action on it till after the hearing.
Well, one of the things that I was waiting for Honor to, I've sent out a couple of messages to Honor, and I haven't heard back, but one of the things I was going to address in the review committee was the land acquisition fund. I mean, it's mentioned both in the charter and in the ordinances. And of course, it doesn't seem to mean much in town. It doesn't get periodic or annual contributions. And I think that that's something that should be addressed. But I was going to ask Honor if she couldn't come up with the applicable Connecticut general statutes that address. I mean, we are required to have a land acquisition fund. But I haven't seen the actual statutes, and I was hoping that Honor might be able to either have those or be able to clarify.
I can look on that too, Paul.
Okay. All right.
And as far as the land acquisition fund goes, we have some farmland that maybe coming up through Department of Agriculture. And that would, if that's approved, that would require a contribution towards the purchase of the development rights from the town. So that's another thing that's in the pipe. And it's all through Department of Agriculture until they approve this farm for the farmland preservation program. But then they'll send a letter to the town that says, the town needs to cough up some money. And of course, then our committee gets busy getting out the vote, because that requires a town meeting if we're not still shut down like this. And we probably won't be, because farmland preservation usually takes about 3 years. And right now we're in on this deal. That's why I haven't really brought it up yet to the committee, because we don't know if it's premature. It's a very long, involved process. As we know, the 2 that we did prior to this. Anyway, Honor's not with us.
I just sent her a text to see if she was going to be joining, and I have not
Okay.
heard back yet. But wait a minute. Hi, Mark. I don't have the Zoom link for the meeting. Unfortunately, I have an 8:30. If you text me, I can hop on for 10 minutes. Okay, let me try to get her the Zoom link.
Okay, and we're still going around on the not Overland, the Mint Brook Preserve Management Plan. And I think we need to get one pretty soon. So Mark and I talked about this, and we thought perhaps this committee could write the management plan. So what do you guys think of that? Are you in?
I think we should have input from a hunter in town. I think we should have input from a biker in town. I don't think it should be just our committee.
Good.
I mean, I'm willing
Okay.
to be on it. I think the committee could be on it, but I think we need more input than just open space.
What would be the easiest way to recruit
Yeah.
people to get the word out?
I think Mark said he knew a hunter that might be interested.
Are you suggesting, Shirley, that they would be part of the committee or just giving input?
I think they should be part of the committee.
Mhm.
I think it would give
This
more
would be-
credibility to the community.
This would be a subcommittee, and the charge would be to write the management plan for approval by the Board of Selectmen. It would be like when we wrote the Zed Farm Open Space Management Plan.
Okay, and we have Honor if you want to jump in.
Okay,
Session.
I move we go into executive session. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
All right, you good?
So we didn't make any decisions during.
No, we did not. So
Okay.
now that we're out of executive session, I move that we recommend that we recommend to the Board of Selectmen that they utilize open space funds to acquire appraisals on both the Ram easement on Wellswood Road and the Bell Robinson parcel also on Wellswood Road. Is there a second?
Before there's a second, I would add to that for the amounts that Mark stated earlier regarding the appraisals.
And I'm gonna have Jen pull up the second one just to make sure it's 1,500.
And what if the price changes by 50 cents? Then the motion's no good.
How about for a total of up to and put a ceiling on it?
Mm,
I mean, Mark was given two specific prices. I don't know why it would change. The amounts would change.
One second. $1,500 is correct for the Bell Robinson and 2,350 for the
Rams.
Ram.
okay,
So are we safe?
Do
Just,
you all want to amend my motion?
why don't you just, we didn't finish your motion and vote on it yet, so why don't you just do the motion? Just add that in.
Okay, utilize 1,500 for the Ram.
No,
No.
Bell Robinson.
Why don't we just
and-
do a total?
Yeah, 3,850.
Okay, $3,850 of open space funds to acquire
Call from Judy
on
Ortiz.
the Ram easement and
Well, you're not
the
acquiring that.
Bell Robinson.
You're just doing appraisals.
Right.
Let me read you what I have and then you can let me know if that's okay or not. And move that we recommend to the Board of Selectmen that they use open space funds to acquire appraisal on the Ram easement on Wellswood Road and the Bell Robinson property on Wellswood Road for a total of $3,850.
how's that?
Yeah.
Dan?
It works.
Is that good?
Mark, and at the meeting, you would indicate, you would break it down for the selectmen.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Say it again, Don?
At the town meeting, not the town meeting, at the Board of Selectmen meeting, you'd break it down for the parcel is costing, correct?
Right.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, opposed? Abstentions? So moved.
And my internet keeps going in and out, so if you lose me, it's not because I left.
Yeah, mine's doing that too. Okay, is there any other business?
A quick question, and I may have missed the meeting where this was discussed, but why are we doing a management plan for just one parcel? Why don't we do it for the entire 1,000 acres once it's purchased?
Because we don't own the entire 1,000 acres. The state does, and the state makes the management plan. They make the original management plan for Model Pond, and they will update it. But the town of Columbia owns the Overlander, now Mint Brook Preserve, and it is technically not part of the rest of it. But we need a management plan because we have a couple of serious problems out there involving ATVs, campfires, and other things. If you don't have a management plan, you don't have any teeth when you go to enforce a rule, because they'll say, where does it say I can't build a fire? And where does it say I can't drive my monster truck through this foundation cellar hole? And so you've got to have a management plan that says thou shalt not do that.
Okay, I appreciate that, Ann.
Then you can enforce it.
Thank you. Has there ever been any discussion, and again, I missed quite a few meetings, but any discussion about conveying the Overlander parcel to the state?
Yeah, there has. And Joan Hill says, over my dead body. And
Yeah, well, Joan's not on the committee. Come on.
yeah, I know, but she's put a lot into this. So we didn't just say, oh yeah, let's do it, because if she's against it, perhaps other interested parties are also against it. So that I figured we'd just wait, and down the road we'll.
Right.
Maybe if there's interest on this committee to discuss this, interest other than mine, maybe that can be an item in one of our upcoming meetings.
Well, I
Yes.
think the thing is we have to wait for them to have, the state to have some money, and what money they do have is probably more important to purchase new property, because Mint Brook's not going anywhere. But you're right, it probably should be. conveyed to
I
the-
agree with Paul. I would rather have the state purchase, for instance, Lucarelli than purchase Overlander, Mint Brook. See what I mean?
I understand, but my
It'll get swallowed up, and we'll be sure that the management plans are very close, if not identical. So,
If you remember when this whole thing first started 10 years ago, we would have been happy if the state would have bought it all as a state forest.
right. I think it's premature to make a decision on that. But definitely it is something that we've thought of and discussed, and we will again.
so it's just tabled basically, Ann.
Yeah, it's time.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Any other?
I have a question on old business. Where does the situation with the Hop River property that Joan Hill presented to us, I mean, we said we would support it. What are we doing to support it, or where is that going?
I have not heard anything further from Joan. She promised to let me know when we need to spring into action.
Okay,
What I'm assuming from that is that the landowner has not yet brought it to PZC. Of course, Don, we miss you. You were our aunt.
why don't you get off it, Don?
Walter, are you still on PCC?
No,
Has anybody brought up, is there anything on the agenda about a property on Hop River Road?
Mark's shaking his head no, so no. Okay.
No, I'm pretty sure Joan is all over that and she'll let me know and I'll let you know.
Okey-doke.
And I go down there periodically and the last time I was down there was about a week ago and there was no further bulldozing. Did not seem to be any more activity. Okay, anything else? Okay, Walt, we'll miss you.
thank you, Ann.
Yep. And I guess we'll have to come for a glass of wine to check on you or help you pick grapes. I think Shirley does that, right?
I hope you will.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, if we have no further business, I'll see you in December, and thank you. We are adjourned.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Yeah, bye.
Bye. Good to see you all.
Bye-bye. Thank you.